Yo, Jay, what time is it?
New Chip on the Block podcast.
Yeah, man,
Okay.
let's go.
NCOTB.
Let's go.
Let's go. Have you ever had a day go south with a chip in your mouth? Nah, this fried potatoes too packed with flavor. It's a universal snack finding everyone's favor. Better listen up and buy a bag for your neighbor. These the only chips in our hands, we don't gamble. No chip too gross or gourmet, we can't handle. So whether you're going to work or on a walk, grab a bag and munch along, we'll see you on the block.
Yo, dust those crumbs off your shoulder.
Grab a bag, munch along, we'll see you on the block. Just go get a bag, man, go to the pantry. Yeah, grab a bag, munch along, we'll see you on the block. Welcome to the New Chip on the Block podcast, where we review chips, talk about our love for chips, and everything chip culture. I'm Jordan.
I'm Chris.
And we've got another fun fact for you.
Yeah, let's start this episode off with fun facts. Let me read this to you. Potato chips were considered an unessential food during World War II, and production was stopped completely.
Insane.
And then after many people protested, the War Production Board reversed their decision and brought them back during the war. It's not like after the war they had time to think about, okay, what should we say? During the war, people were so upset by this that they brought back chips while they were strategizing how to, how to fight the Nazis and, and how to build keep the economy in check. It's like, oh, also, man, we could really go for some chips.
That's wild. You know what, though? I think that goes to show just how, whether it's chips or something else, there are the certain everyday loves or everyday things that are just so part of people's daily rhythms that that's bizarre to me that this went to a board that reversed potato chips being a thing.
And of all the things that to protest during a war.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. But I think what's interesting is that you're in exactly what you're saying. There is something that is very addictive about chips, but it becomes a part of your rhythm, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe it's just snacking in general, something about it. But so I don't know how that contributed to the results of the war, but I think it's safe to say that it played a part.
At the very least, in the morale of some people.
To keep people going.
Was this this was in the States?
I assume so. I think I think all these the website I was looking at was all on the States. So
wow, wild.
I
don't have a segue for that other than
no.
This is the chip we have for today, it comes from the Golden Duck Company.
This is from Singapore.
Yes.
Yeah.
The original Singaporean favorite. I don't know if this is a first chip, but it is their favorite chip. I don't know if that's the brand they're talking about or the flavor, but it's a Singaporean favorite. And the flavor is gourmet, not just salted egg yolk, potato ridges. Gourmet salted egg yolk, potato ridges. I love the look of this bag.
I think it's probably one of the most beautifully designed chip bags I've seen.
Yeah.
When you hear that your chips are gourmet, what does that make you how does that inform what you think you're going to have?
Yeah, I mean, I hope I get some sort of elevated, not necessarily an elevated version of a chip. I would rather hear that my chip is gourmet than have you call it a potato ridge. I would call a potato chip. Yeah. I don't think you need to call it a potato ridge to differentiate. Mm-hmm. But gourmet, I don't mind. I don't mind if they're an entire nation's favorite. I think, calling it gourmet and being if anything, it's they're respecting my time and my money and my palate. Yeah. If they can deliver on something that's called gourmet.
Right. When I think
so that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, when I think of gourmet, I think of not something that's not every day. So there's an element of this chip will be an experience. It's like when you go and dine at a 1-star, 3-star Michelin restaurant. It's not your everyday scrambled eggs or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting. But you couldn't eat it every day. It's that unique.
Yeah.
So I'm going into this with high hopes.
Yeah.
Like I'm eating
too.
at a gourmet restaurant.
Me too. Like hopefully we can get a shot, but like down to the logo. The logo is really great.
Yeah.
It's like this hand drawn sort of sketched duck.
Yeah.
And it's very aesthetically pleasing. Like when we've mentioned in the past about judging like chips by their chip bag.
Yeah.
This is one where I'm going like, yeah, I will get back out of the checkout line if I see it from afar, go grab it, and then bring it back into the checkout line.
Yeah, I think from a purely artistic standpoint, it's really nice. I like how, for those that don't know, salted egg is kind of like a cured egg yolk.
Okay.
So it's a pretty strong flavor.
Have you had cured egg yolks before?
I have.
Okay.
I've tried.
I have not.
I have been to Singapore recently, and they use it as a flavor for a lot of things. So I've had it with crab and with seafoods and stuff like that. So cool. It says right here, it says shake it up with curry leaves. So if we had curry leaves, which we do not, apparently we're supposed to shake up the bag with curry leaves.
Are the curry leaves what make it gourmet?
Oh,
because
they should have.
We need instructions.
My question is, why aren't if it's supposed to be in with curry leaves, why aren't the curry leaves already part of the package?
Sure.
Why do you assume I have curry leaves at home, right?
Yeah, because we can afford gourmet.
Oh, that's true.
Chips, of
We're
course.
probably living in a different financial stratosphere if we can afford these chips. So we would send out our butler to go get curry leaves.
Of course.
Yeah. Anything else about the packaging?
I want to read this for both you and I don't think you haven't read the back.
I have not
yet.
No.
Okay, for you and the listeners. Gourmet salted egg yolk potato ridges. How do you get to potato chip heaven? We use salted egg yolks cured to the hue of golden sunlight and lather them onto potatoes sliced into the perfect ridged cut. Each crunch is a satisfying explosion of flavors, the indulgent taste of real salted eggs, a hint of curry leaves, and a dab of spice. Truly divine.
Wow.
So they mention a hint of curry leaves. So maybe the curry leaves are in there. Like I feel like before we open this, we should shake it just in case.
Yeah.
But like talk about like that's a gourmet description.
Yes.
Like that's a gourmet copywriter.
I'm not sure if I have ever looked more forward to eating a chip than hearing that description, seeing the bag. You think we should shake it kind of like those ice packs where a chemical reaction and then it just gets cold and maybe there's okay. All right, shake it up.
Oh, what's that? Sorry, there is dusted with rich yellow goodness, and there's arrows pointing to what the descriptor should look like on this chip, which is kind of cool. Huh. And then a bold crunch in every chip. Now, there's a little hand that's kind of like making an okay sign. For those who are listening, I guess an index finger touching the thumb with three fingers up.
Yeah, like an A-OK.
Never had to describe that before, but there it is. So at first I thought that was like, this is how you should hold it.
Oh.
Unless they're just being like, it's good.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll hold it like that, just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the black. Something about black background with yellow lettering. It's like that's my thing.
It's super clean and bold.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, this feels like a high quality bag too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But it still opens the way a chip bag should.
Okay. I'm expecting a lot of flavor.
It's a lot. It's a smell. It's a strong smell.
That's good.
Like I know I like this flavor. You've never had it.
Yeah, I've never had it, but it smells.
Yeah.
It smells rich.
Yeah, like I haven't had it in a chip flavor, but I know I like it in other things, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, when you talk about egg yolks, like I don't know if there's anything richer than just egg yolks, and then you add cured egg yolks. So I like.
Oh, man.
Smell wise, it's a strong smell. I do think that the flavor will match the smell.
Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed this, but it's giving me a little bit of hint of like hickory stick.
Yes.
like
a little bit of a
sticks.
smokiness to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
smokiness.
Yeah.
And it does look like like those do look like leaves.
Yes.
So I don't know if those are the curry leaves.
Yeah.
I hope they are.
Yeah. I'm all right. I'm digging in.
Yeah. Let's do it. I kind of want to get like a super coated one.
Yeah. And the ridges are.
This is gonna be. You already know. Sorry.
Yeah.
You already know it's gonna be so crunchy, dude. I'm so stoked. What were you gonna say though?
I think I'm not usually a big ridge guy, but I think with good big flavors, you want the ridges, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna be a rich girly after this. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow. So, yeah, it's gourmet. It feels gourmet.
So good. Having an experience here. That's so good.
Wow. And I don't know if you taste the heat at the end.
I do.
There's
yeah.
a little bit of a spice at the end, which I like.
Yeah, it lingers. I have. Oh yeah, there's like chopped up kind of chili
Yeah,
peppers.
right
I didn't
there.
notice that before. Man, yeah, that's super good. You get the egg yolk like right at the front.
Yeah.
Right at the front of the palate.
And there's so much flavor. Like
Man.
it's rich by far. Probably the richest flavored chip I've ever had.
Yeah. That's so good.
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna try and find more of this. Yeah, and it's in a snack sized bag, so I feel like because it's so indulgent,
Yeah.
could you eat a whole bag? I feel like if you did, you'd feel pretty terrible after.
Yeah.
But like finishing a bag this size alone, I mean together.
Oh,
but like if you were to do it alone, you'd finish it and you'd be like, I'm gonna go like conquer something. Like a goal, I mean.
Could you eat this as your regular chip? Like this is like what you go every time you go in and buy chips, this is the bag you're getting. It's so rich.
Yeah.
That I'm not, again, like similar to the whole idea of gourmet, it feels like this moment that I'm having. But I'm not supposed to have that moment all the time.
Right.
Because you're right, there's something a little bit guilty about, like,
Yeah.
like you feel like we didn't look at the nutrition levels, but I guarantee it's not good for us.
Yeah.
It can't be.
Yeah.
Things that taste this good are not good for you.
Egg yolk itself, though, does have like crazy amount of nutritional value. I don't know how much of that transfers to a chip flavoring.
What do you think? What do you think about the texture?
Yeah, I didn't get the crunch that I expected.
Yeah, and you're a big crunch
It
guy.
felt like it feels like a super sturdy chip.
Yeah.
But when I ate it, there was like it was still crunchy, but there was an element of like it would almost like melt
Yeah.
or like I don't want to say crumble because that might be weird, like and just like inaccurate. But it crunched and then it like dissolved.
Yeah. Yes.
And like that lends to the creaminess too, like of the flavor and makes me like, oh, the egg, like it's like they give you the egg yolk experience, which is insane.
Yeah. I think that the texture feels like the chip has been marinating in the powder for a long time. It almost feels like the egg yolk has saturated into the chip. It's kind of like if you keep a piece of toast, like if you put enough butter on it, the butter will eventually start to like make it like, you know, it's soggy, but in a good way. Yeah. So, or maybe pancakes would be a better example.
Okay. I don't know if I'm picking up on that. I'm probably tasting it, but don't know that it's
It's almost tastes like an earthy sort of Thai basil sort of. That's what I'm getting from it. I think this chip hits in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you munch this or would you punch this?
Dude, I would munch this like we were talking about, all day. It's pretty indulgent, but like definitely on the 1st and the 15th. Like that paycheck comes in and I'm like, I need all the other essentials and this.
Yes.
Yeah, so good. I'd munch it. How about you?
I would absolutely munch it.
I don't even think it's a question, really.
Yeah, like I said, I don't. Yeah, I think we both agree this can't be an everyday chip. But similar to a gourmet experience. This feels like a gourmet experience. This feels like it's hard to like put this in the same category as just chips.
Yeah.
Because it's so much more well thought out. The branding, the packaging, the description, the way it kind of and the quality of the bag alone, right? The thickness of the bag, and then you get into the flavor and all that stuff. This feels like it belongs in a different aisle.
Yeah.
Like the gourmet aisle. Gourmet snacking, if that's an aisle, this is what would be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That aisle needs to be, and it's like, it's just endless bags of this.
Yeah. Now, the big question is, out of 5, what would you rank this?
Oh, man. That's a 4.8 for me. And I think the only thing, and this might even just be like, I think I want it, and then I would get it and I might not like it, but I want more crunch. I want it to crunch the way that it feels. It feels like it's going to give you that like I don't know if that was a good crunch sound.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I'm missing, like a little bit more crunch, and it would be, dare I say, a 5-star chip for me. Like it's so good.
Yeah, it's a 5 or 4.8.
4.8.
4.8. Okay.
If it came with the crunch that I was looking for.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, you know what? When I hear great music, I want to share it with people. I was like, oh, you haven't heard that song? You got to hear this song. When I see a great movie and I find out someone hasn't seen it, oh, you got to put that at the top of your list. This is a chip, even though I couldn't eat it every day, it's a chip that if someone hasn't tried it, I'd be like, you got to try this chip. Oh man, I want to be I want to be a critic.
Yeah.
I want to not give it something ridiculous, but man, it's
hard.
It's a 5. It's a 5 because I don't know what else I would need in a chip.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better flavor. I don't think I need the crunch as much as you do. But again, it's like it's the type of chip that needs to be shared with other people.
Yeah.
Like salt, and maybe because salted
100%.
egg yolk is not as common as a flavor. Maybe if it was like a very common flavor around here, then it'd be, it just tastes like anything. But because it's like this very unique flavor, it's almost like, well, how come your neighbor doesn't have access to this chip?
Yeah.
If you ask majority of people, they probably had sour cream and onion, right? This needs to be at a level of like, oh, everyone knows what salted egg yolk tastes like, right? So I don't know. I give it a 5.
That's amazing.
And I feel dirty even saying that.
High scores all around.
Yeah. Well, definitely our highest one yet, right?
Yeah. It may be the highest of the show, however many we end up doing.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone, like the next baptism I go to or like wedding, like I'm bringing a bag of this and like that's going to be part of the gift.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, I think that's everything, right? I'm very happy with this one. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, follow us, subscribe, leave us a comment. Tell us what chips you want us to try. Even tell us some of your fun facts for chips so that we can share that with the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
And leave us a 6-star review.
6-star review. And may your casual snacking lead to lifelong friendship goals. See you on the block.
Cheers.